Good morning and welcome to our fun webinar with Teri Helms. This is Sue Lawton in sunny New Jersey. Teri, are you there?
I'm here, Dr. Sue.
And how is the weather there?
Well, it's actually quite lovely. It'll probably be about 75 or 80 today.
Yay!
I know.
We're going to get up to 40 today.
Well, there you go. See?
And we'd like to thank you, Teri Helms, for joining us today. We
It's
are
always a
grateful
pleasure,
because
Doc.
you have some of the most beautiful skin I have ever met, and you're going to tell us on how to get ours looking that good.
Oh, you're funny. Yes, I will. It's not difficult, Dr. Sue. It just takes diligence.
Good. Tell me about it.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do this morning is look at the original skincare by doTERRA, because what doTERRA has managed to do is take the best of nature, so everything that's of natural origin, and combine it with the best of science so that it's clinically supported and the skin has an opportunity to repair itself, to heal itself, and to recreate at the cellular level what it is we want for the long term. So we have none of the bad. Okay, doTERRA does not animal test. We don't use artificial ingredients in the skincare. It is absolutely pure. It is, again, based in the clinical and the scientific. And so doTERRA's got a good thing going on there. Okay. People want to pick and choose tiny little ingredients, and it doesn't work that way. Okay. Everything that they combine is there to create an overarching effect that's going to give us really great things. And it's guaranteed safe and it's guaranteed effective. The reason that we chose to talk about the original skincare today is we do have two. We have the basic skincare, which people that don't use every step of skincare will say, oh gosh, that is way too much for me to remember. But you know what? We can do this, okay? Because we want to cleanse, we want to tone, we want to target specific areas, and then we want to nourish the skin. And we want to do that in the morning, and we want to do it at night. Whether people choose to wear makeup or not is kind of irrelevant, because our bodies are constantly in a position to be dealing with a toxic load. And so what we want to do is give the skin the best opportunity possible to be both protected and to take care of any kind of toxic assault that's going to come towards it. So we start with cleansing. Cleansing removes our impurities, it cleans the microbial field, and it gives us therapeutic benefits. Okay, and people do know, yes, I need to wash my face. Okay, what they use to do that is, it matters, and a lot of people don't think that it does, but it most certainly does matter what we use and how we apply that. So in the facial cleanser, we have melaleuca, we have peppermint, we have a lot of vitamin blend, and we have a cruciferous vegetable extract. Okay, keeps the redness down, it helps with antioxidant protection. Melaleuca obviously is very astringent and cleansing, and peppermint is relaxing, and it's a vasodilator. So it means that it's going to help the vessels in our face to open up and be very receptive to all of the goodness that's coming in through that cleanser itself. It takes very little to get the job done. When I use this facial cleanser, I'm using about the size of a pea, maybe a tiny bit bigger. It depends, how much I'm washing off, but it certainly takes next to nothing to get the benefits of what it is that we're wanting.
Teri,
So if,
One thing, honey. You're going to think this is funny, but tell people about the dangers of washcloths.
oh yes, okay. Well, I actually was blessed with horrendous cystic acne in my teens. And I actually do consider it a blessing now. Dr. Sue goes on and on about my skin, and that's very, very kind of her. But I actually have had those skin evaluations done where they look at the the thermal dynamics of the surface of your skin and check those things out. And my skin is about 15 years younger than my actual age, which is really, really a lovely blessing. But
Yes, it
I
is.
want to say this, that a washcloth is not your friend. Okay. I will tell you that if you can find somebody that sells Norwex, they do have um, a body wash and a facial wash that you can just use with water, and it will actually even remove impurities from the skin. They're self-disinfecting cloths, and that is really, really important if somebody is going to use something like that on the face, because a washcloth is just filthy. It's one of the first things that my dermatologist, who really did care, I had a great one finally once I was in high school, and he said the first thing we're going to do is quit utilizing a wash rag. Okay, they don't go with skin. They really don't. They are dirty. They are very, very contaminated
Told
most
me
of the
they carry
time.
bacteria and that they
Yes,
foster each other's badness.
they absolutely do. Okay, where something like a body rag or those facial rags, they actually have colloidal silver in them. So while they're drying, they're actually disinfecting themselves. Okay, it
Ooh.
does. Yes, they're beautiful. They really are a beautiful, beautiful thing. And they will actually pull impurities from the skin and help the skin to heal itself. But I have not used a wash rag um, since I was a sophomore in high school. And I mean, we have a couple in our house, but good luck finding them. And if you're the lucky person that does, then I guess you deserve to use it. So after we have cleansed the skin, really, believe it or not, toning is one of the most significant and important things that you will do for the skin, because you're returning it to its pH balance. You're calming and soothing it of any kind of assault, and you're giving it therapeutic benefit. Okay, so if you could only do one step in a process of cleansing the skin, toning is right up there on the tippy top, because it will return the skin to a pH balance that is absolutely amazing. Okay, and this is really, really important. So when we're using the pore reducing toner, a lot of people don't realize that we have lavender, ylang ylang, and German chamomile, which is anti-inflammatory. These are really, really important to help the skin remember what it was like. You know, Dr. Sue, as we know, is always big on what are we doing? What are we telling the cell? Um, how are we prepping the cell for the next thing? And the pore reducing toner helps the cells to remember what they were like when they were super, super healthy. So I have always just put a sprayer on top of this, or put it into a spray bottle. I like the control of that, and it doesn't take much. Again, all you have to do is just a little spritz to cover the face and let it dry. And obviously, it is full of absolutely amazing goodness. Okay, and even during the day, sometimes, especially in the summer, when things are really, really hot or humid, or there are just issues, I will just walk past this and spritz it on my face.
And then you don't use anything to like move it up or move it around. You just let it air dry.
I do, Dr. Sue. Yep, I just let that air dry. Okay. Even if the face is not super, super clean, the toner is telling the skin to remember how to be really, really healthy and do its job. Okay, so you've got all kinds of things in here that are technologies that visibly reduce pore size. They limit inflammation, they soothe, they take redness away, they return the skin on the surface to a very healthy, natural state. Okay. Um, so what we want to do next would be to target fine lines and wrinkles, dark spots and patches, and get benefit from that. in moving the skin forward. And one of the best ways to do that is to use Immortel. Now, I do want to talk about Immortel for a second because, first of all, look at all this amazing goodness that's sitting in there, okay? It is an anti-aging blend, but Immortel works for so many things in the body. It's unbelievable. If you've been standing next to Dr. Sue when they've talked about Immortel at a doTERRA event, there are a lot of people that will suffer a stroke that will use Immortel on the jawline and have tremendous results. I know we're probably not supposed to say that, but Immortel has so much goodness in it that the skin can benefit for. Obviously, there are anti-inflammatories. There are things that help to reduce a reaction that might not be favorable from the skin. Myrrh is very soothing. I love Immortel. I think that people's greatest error with it is in using too much. Okay.
Yes. Way too much.
They will take and just roll that thing all over their face. And no, we don't want to do that. Okay. We want to just touch the fingertips and then maybe pat under the eye area or around the eye. I like to use it around the eye about 1/3 to 1/2 of an inch out. It's going to get where it needs to go. Okay, it's going to do a tremendous job of getting where it needs to go. And look, you've got helichrysum and rose, and you've got all kinds of things that you know. Rose actually helps the skin by helping to stop the breakdown of collagen, and so the breakdown of collagen can lead to the loss of elasticity and a lot of wrinkles. And I don't care if you're male or female. People that work outside a lot in the sun, they are constantly being assaulted in that way as far as, you know, the formation of a wrinkle or how it starts. And some of those really are not favorable looking at all.
The gift of Immortel is this particular blend and the ratio that doTERRA has chosen has a great affinity for inside the brain. It has a great affinity for balancing and cleansing at the same time. It carries away debris. It, like Teri said, reminds the cells how to be a better surface for oxygen. It's a major gift.
It is. And when you have any kind of trauma to the skin, whether that's on the face or another part of the body, I can honestly tell you that I have used Immortel to bring about an encouraging environment for healing that is pretty unparalleled. Okay, so you know, whether it's a deep gash or someone has poked themselves very deeply, whatever it is, Immortel is just a tremendous gift. But again, it takes so little to get there and to bring about great results. I do want to talk really quickly about clear skin. Okay, we have HD Clear, which is a 3-part system. It starts with the foaming face wash. I know that Dr. Sue loves foaming face wash. I will say this, that, yep, for traveling, foaming face wash is pretty unparalleled. Okay. Yep. Year round. It's just so great. It just slides right down there in whatever it is that you're packing, and it does an incredible job of removing dirt and debris. And the Clear Skin topical blend is also absolutely great. I want you to look at the oils in there. You've got eucalyptus, you've got geranium, lemongrass, melaleuca, black cumin seed. It can be a drying blend. I don't want to build up these huge, no, this would never dry your skin out, would never do this, that, or the other thing. You have to be prudent. You have to be a thinker. You have to say, okay, if this little bit would work, I don't need to slather this on, okay? But the HD Clear system is really, really great when someone is working towards clearing up the surface of their skin from blemishes and fault, and it again has got such a beautiful blend of essential oils. People have asked me many, many times, do I ever use this? Absolutely. I just use it really, really sparingly. I don't have a lot of super oily skin left anymore, and so if I have a spot that's bothering me or a place on the skin that's bothering me, I absolutely will use Clear Skin. And I do know for a while, Dr. Sue, doTERRA even had some of the old Clear Skin, which is great when people are dealing with certain types of skin breakouts as well. If they still offer it, sometimes in the past, they have allowed us to purchase it because there was a whole bunch of it sitting around. So
Some of us still have some of the old stuff, and it works really good. It's kind of strong.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I always think about when Dr. Hill puts out a quote unquote new blend, and then he says, well, that was a little bit strong.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, a little bit strong, huh? Okay. So I do want to talk about the tightening serum. Tightening serum is such a gift for so many things. And so let's talk about it for some of the different things that it can do. You've got frankincense, sandalwood, and myrrh. It is not inexpensive, but it shouldn't be. It takes so little. So it's got that powerful trio of essential oils that work on DNA repair and function, cellular repair and biogenesis, and a tissue matrix repair and healing. So let's talk about it for a second. I can honestly tell you that I heard Emily Wright do the cutest little thing about 4 months ago, and she said that this is both she and David Sterling's go-to when they're on the road. And if they're on the road together, you know, traveling in another country where they're practically backpacking their life away, she said this stuff is absolutely incredible. If you take 1 drop of cypress and a squirt of this and pat it all around the eye, it will take away that puffy, fleshy swelling that comes to the face sometimes with travel, when there's not a lot of water, when there's not every optimal thing that you need. They said, you know, this is the go-to. People that have had a lot of trauma, let's say that a woman has had a baby and, you know, there's just a lot of stretchiness to the skin, stretch marks. You can take a couple little shots of this and mix it with some fractionated coconut oil and rub it all across the abdomen and across the lower back, and boy, does it do wonders to help that skin rejuvenate itself and to heal. It really is pretty amazing. Again, you know what? The whole purpose of the tightening serum is to help improve the smoothness. It is to help reduce fine wrinkles and lines. It's to help tighten the skin. So it works great on the face, and when I am using it on my face, I literally take that 1 squirt and make it go all over the place. Now, Dr. Sue loves to chuckle at me because I do like to rub the different things into the skin, but one of my favorite things to do is to create just a little pool in the palm of my hand where I keep adding things, and then I just keep running my fingers through it and patting my face all over with that, because that goodness is going to get where it needs to go if you intend for it to do its job. And I'll tell you, you would be hard pressed to find something as magnificent as the tightening serum outside of doTERRA. You just really would. It is an incredible opportunity for the skin to move back towards clarity and to prevent just all those little tiny imperfections that go on. So we want to nourish now. So we're going to hydrate. We're going to, you know, put things on that help the moisture that's in the skin to stay there and that give it therapeutic benefits. The anti-aging moisturizer is beautiful. And again, look at what's in this. You've got lavender, you've got jasmine, you've got geranium, you've got frankincense. These have all been chosen for very specific purposes within the doTERRA skin line. We want that calming. We want the skin to rejuvenate itself and to rebuild where it maybe has not done such a great job or needs to do better. Jasmine is wonderfully balancing and calming at the same time. Yes, it's very potent, but jasmine does an incredible job of helping the skin to balance itself and to remember, hey, this is what we're supposed to look like and this is what we're supposed to be doing. Love geranium, lavender, and frankincense as well. You know, you're looking at cellular repair, you're looking at biogenesis, you're looking at calming, at hydrating, at healing. That's what we want. We want to improve elasticity and tone, and you can do that, okay? You need to drink lots of water throughout the day. Water moves the toxins from our body. I love the vitamin blends that doTERRA uses for the skin to hydrate it. Both the moisturizer and the serum have Botox-like relaxing effects on the skin. So we want to look at the depth of wrinkles caused by facial muscle contraction, and we want to look at reducing those funny pigments that come to our skin over time that, you know, they sit and soak up the sun in certain areas during the day. We want technology to produce an effect where the muscles are relaxed and they're giving us the best possible tone to the skin. It is important to exfoliate and polish the skin, and we have kind of two ways that we do that within this specific skincare system. We have a mask that's used. It removes dead skin cells, it removes impurities. It's the invigorating scrub. And all of these different algae and vitamin blends are in there, again, to help with pigmentation issues that are strange, that help the skin to relax, that help it to cleanse itself. You've got little jojoba beads in this invigorating scrub. You know, people say, well, how often would you use it? Well, I really do think it depends on the person. There are some people that could get away with using that twice a month. There are other people that really should be using it about once a week, because we want to deal, again, with anything that's not natural on the surface of the skin, okay? But it is a very refreshing, intentional way to help the skin. Remember, yes, we have a job to do, and maybe we're not doing it beautifully, okay?
Don't forget that algae extract is part of what we use to eliminate pollutants that settle on our skin. The pollutants that we eat by accident and come out through our skin. These really do help draw away things that shouldn't be there.
Yes, and they do a tremendous job. Dr. Sue knows that I absolutely live and love Reveal. Live for and love Reveal facial system. This stuff is absolutely amazing. And I can honestly say that this is something that everyone should be committed to at least twice a month. Okay, you can do it.
Yep.
You know, if you don't like doing it alone, get your significant other to do it. Get a friend to do it with you. But the Reveal facial system is really something else. You get that first layer on there, you work it around, and then you add that pumpkin peptide to it. It is absolutely beautiful, and it comes together to create a very warming, soothing sensation for the skin. But it really does. When you are finished with it, you do have a youthful glow. I mean, it is causing the surface of the skin to respond in ways that say, hey, let's work together. This is absolutely amazing. This is going to look awesome. And so I absolutely love the Reveal facial system.
Yeah, you told me just follow the directions, and the directions are fine.
Yep, not difficult to do. So this is the basic skincare system that doTERRA initially produced for us. There is also the heavier night cream,
Yes,
and I absolutely love this stuff.
me too.
Okay. You know, it's designed to assist the regeneration of mature skin. Boy, doesn't that sound good.
It does to me.
It does, absolutely. I will say this, that one of our boys is living in Northern California right now. So, um, it tends to be a lot more like the Pacific Northwest. It rains more, it's cooler, and he swears by this hydrating cream. Okay. Well, it's absolutely great because it's going to help with both natural and environmental causes to reduce those visible signs, but it actually is very soothing to the skin. And I love to use this cream when I feel like my skin needs it. Okay, can I use those other 5 pieces of the system and then add the invigorating scrub and the reveal system and have a full and complete profile? Absolutely. But the hydrating cream is absolutely great at not leaving an oily residue, but reminding the skin, hey, we need to do some deeper work here. So I know Dr. Sue uses this when she flies, and
I love
a
it.
lot of people actually do. And they just feel like it's very protective to the skin, and it is. Okay.
Yeah, I think of it as a barrier against the coffee sneezy stuff hanging in the air in airports and places like that.
I think you're right. This is that, so, you know, this would be a definition of beautiful skin, but every one of us really can obtain this by drinking enough water, getting enough rest, and being committed to the skincare. We can do another call at some point in time and talk about the Virage. They're very different systems. And these are clinically supported claims regarding the skincare system. I will tell you that there is a very famous department store that has asked doTERRA numerous times to purchase
Outright.
right the 5-piece set because they're so impressed with all of the clinically supported claims that you really can use to back that skincare system. You know, your pore appearance does get smaller. It stimulates collagen production. It helps the skin to have a smooth texture. It protects it against further damage. And so I encourage you to give the skincare a try and stick with it. You know, you're going to need to use it for a while. You can't just use it for a week and say, okay. Now, I do want to talk about a couple of these new products because they really are so spectacular. You know, we now have a detoxifying mud mask, and
Now,
there are
how do you
people.
use this? Terry, I've never used a mask. How do I use this?
All right, you want to be sparing, but you still want to be very intentional. So when you use the mud mask, you want to get a thin but still visible layer on the skin. And most people are fine using a mud mask a couple of times a month. Um, it's not something that, there were people that were going home from convention and using it every day, and oh dear, no. Um, you know, your skin does deserve the benefits of it because the mud mask from doTERRA is going to pull any toxins that are sitting right there out. Okay. So another great way to use it, Dr. Sue, is to take a little bit of it and put it under your arms and let it dry thoroughly and then just rinse it off in the shower.
That's to
It's
draw
a
out the toxins from previous use of antiperspirants.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, cool.
And boy, does it work. I'll tell you what, it is absolutely beautiful. Um, so you're going to put it on, you're going to let it dry 15 to 20 minutes, and then you're going to rinse it very, very thoroughly. And if you're a person that, this isn't a bad thing, but you're just not overly committed to a 5-step skin program, blah, 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 you still need to detoxify your skin. And the mud mask is just a wonderful opportunity to do that in a very effective way. Okay, what was our next thing? Is it the Spa doTERRA? Oh, the grapefruit and bergamot bath bar.
Yeah.
This is a thing of true beauty right here.
Is it?
Yes. There are many people that would rather use a gel and we have that too now. But just know that the grapefruit and bergamot bath bar is extremely moisturizing. It has a tremendously fresh, upbeat scent to it. It's a great bath bar.
I love it.
Yeah, it really is super on the skin, super nutritious, super opportunity to rejuvenate the skin. And obviously
It doesn't dry it out.
no, no. Rob developed this year and openly admits that it's a favorite of his. So there you go. Whenever he says that, I try to give something a really good chance because, well, he's not wrong. Okay, so it's got jojoba, it's got the grapefruit and the oh, there you go. Doubles as a shave cream. I have not done that part yet. So
I did. It works great.
does it?
Yeah,
It does. I bet it's absolutely beautiful.
it is.
Here is the body wash. There are a lot of people that really lean towards a gel wash. It won't strip the skin. It doesn't have chemical ingredients that are going to create a harsh environment for the skin. It's very soothing. The bergamot, cedarwood, grapefruit, it just brings out a really clean, fragrant scent, and it definitely helps you to wake up. So there's those essential fatty acids again.
Yes, I love them.
Very, very soothing, takes very, very little to get the job done. And again, it has a really beautiful, bright scent to it. That's quite lovely.
Yep, and John used it before I did, and he said the first thing he said was, again, with doTERRA, you use very little or you're going to be rinsing a long time.
True. It's very true. So a lot of people are not big into body scrubs, but then others are. And boy, does this smooth the skin. It really does. But you've got, wild orange and grapefruit, which is very invigorating. And then the ginger is just more warming and stimulating and soothing. You've got that sugar cane. So again, you've got soothing and moisturizing going on in the kukui nut oil and the sweet almond oil, but you've also got an essential, high in essential fatty acids too. So people love that they have an opportunity for a body scrub that is just full of all kinds of nutrition and nothing bad. I love to use it on my feet.
Yes. It works great on feet and calluses and funny places. And the body butter, I have people raving about body butter.
What, Dr. Sue?
People are raving about the body butter.
Yes, they are. You can literally stand a stick up in this stuff. It is very highly indulgent. And yet you've got wild orange and Douglas fir and frankincense. And so you've got regenerative properties, you've got purifying properties, relaxing properties, properties that are soothing the skin in that shea butter and the cocoa seed butter. Very, very nourishing, and it takes so little, but it smells so divine. Oh, my word.
It really does. And when we do the house parties, we're using Q-tips and letting people just dip a Q-tip into the body butter and just putting it all over their hands. They're amazed that such a little bit on the end of the Q-tip was plenty.
Yes. Absolutely a wonderful product.
Oh, sorry.
I said it's absolutely a wonderful product, even for people that are not used to using a body butter. Boy, you can get used to it really quickly.
And we're going to have it year round, so I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have this surprising mud mask that Teri was just telling us about and how to put it on with good intention, but not thick. We don't want to make it like a scary movie.
No, and you know, the clays and the minerals and the botanicals that are in it, you really can feel them working on the skin. So it's like Dr. Sue just said, you don't need to cake it on to get results. We just need to be able to see it and let it dry. And we've got myrrh, juniper berry, and grapefruit in this mask. Again, when you start to apply it to the skin, or if you are doing the underarm technique that I just shared with you, you can feel it working. You really can. And again, after it's had an opportunity to dry and then you're rinsing it off, you want to make sure that you rinse very thoroughly, and then you would follow with a moisturizer, which helps the moisture that's already in the skin to stay present. It does have lentil seed in it, which helps to reduce the pore size, helps the skin to have a more even tone.
Yes, and I will remember to use it before my next photo shoot.
You do that, Dr. Sue, because you have so many of those. I
I
can
do.
totally see you.
I do.
Before events or photo shoots.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Boy, I will tell you, I absolutely love these new lip balms.
Yes.
I think that they are such a gift to us. And we have the original, which they've spruced up quite a bit in the wild orange and peppermint. Then there's the tropical, which is ylang ylang, clementine, and lime. And then you've got an herbal. They're very deeply hydrating in their new profile, and they are very, very moist. I absolutely love these things. Okay. I make sure that there's one in reach pretty much most of the time, and they work so beautifully. The other thing that we just want to remind you of in the whole skincare line are the hand and body lotions. They've all been reformulated. They are a little bit thinner from the profile of being able to absorb more quickly. They're very moisturizing. They're infused with all kinds of goodness. Okay. We have the new rose lotion, which is going to be what the orange bottle looks like now. Then we have the new hand and body lotion that's been reformulated, which is the turquoise. And then we have our Citrus Bliss hand lotion, which is the little gray and orange bottle right there. And these are absolutely amazing. You talk about a great gift to give someone to just try out who we are and how that works. I have never had people that have needed lotion for their hands, male or female, not use the doTERRA with tremendous satisfaction. They have just been absolutely thrilled to be a part of that profile and trying it out, or on the receiving end of a gift of it, it is absolutely amazing stuff.
Well, I use this at every single class. You know, I've always been very big on this because so many people say, I can't stand fragrance. I can't stand, oh, don't put oils on me. Well, we can use this at every class because it is unscented. And you put a little
Yes.
drop, whatever flavor you want in your hand. You add a little dollop. Again, it doesn't take much. And you got great fragrance and great moisturizing, and you still have a lot of tube left.
Right. And you know what, Dr. Sue? You are the one that's big on not squirting the oils up into the bottles of lotion.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
we don't do that.
no. The thing is, whenever you take the wonderful natural oils and mix them with these nice creams, stuff is going to happen. They're going to react with each other. So you need to use them up quickly if you're going to put a lot of oils and stuff. Don't let it sit. It's going to separate. So that's why I like the big tube. Aha! Just put some oils in my hand and add. These are fun gifts, and this is amazing for mood setting. I've had people who've been ill who go through a half a tube in 2 weeks because it really helps their mood.
Awesome. So this is just a smattering of what we've gone over this morning. If you take all of these opportunities along with a skincare system, you have got an incredible oil experience awaiting you.
We can't forget this one.
No, root to tip is absolutely amazing. And it just went through a packaging update. So it now has a little squirt top on top of it instead of you having to take the wand out. You know, it is such an incredible, healthy environment for the scalp and the hair. And it does have the lavender, the peppermint, the marjoram, the rosemary, the eucalyptus, the neoli in it to give the hair and the scalp a really beautiful experience. But I do want to say this, that there are so many things that root to tip can address that it will help the body provide an environment for healing, for normalizing at the cellular level. Root to tip is an incredible gift. It doesn't weigh the hair down or leave an oily residue. We all know that Paul has not had real hair for a long time, and I'm telling you that Paul uses it on his scalp every day. It is a tremendous opportunity to give the body what it needs to create a great pH, to create a great environment for healthy skin. Well, here you go, Dr. Sue. Look at this. I did read this, but I love this. There are people that, as they get older, start to suffer from hair loss. And you can take an ounce of fractionated coconut oil and add the clary sage, the white fir, and the rosemary to it. You can leave it on for 30 minutes or overnight and then shampoo as usual. There are many people that have stimulated an invitation for healthy hair growth to return by using the essential oils and fractionated coconut oil on their head.
One of the side effects of this is sinuses get in better shape, the ears get into better shape, and people wake up with a clearer mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here are some of the hair care products. We have the shampoo, we have the conditioner, we have the glaze that helps protect the hair when we're blow drying or applying a heat form to it, and we have the root to tip. These are, again, excellent products. You know, Dr. Sue, I actually had someone whose scalp became so inflamed and irritated from all of their antibiotic use and just really, quite frankly, way off the rails use of drugs, that used the salon essentials and was able to heal their entire head in a matter of about 2 weeks. And it was not in any shape to be doing anything. But the wild orange and lime that are in the shampoo are so soothing and comforting, and people that use the shampoo are just absolutely amazed at the response that it gives their hair to do something a little bit different.
Yep, it's pretty amazing stuff. And again, please only use a teeny tiny bit. You'll be rinsing and rinsing and rinsing.
Yes. Yes. I love our conditioner. I think it's very clean, and it's a very healthy option to deliver nutrient dense opportunity to the scalp and the head. When you look at all of these different essential oils that are in there, and it's there to help the health of the scalp and the hair, again, it takes so little. I mostly just run it through the ends of my hair. I will only, condition my whole scalp pretty rarely, actually. Okay. Most people have enough oil in their hair to just kind of leave that alone and not have a need, except at the ends or at the level where the hair could just use that extra little boost. I absolutely love our shampoo and conditioner. I think they are so amazing.
And for those of you who know how to use a blow dryer,
Oh, Dr. Sue, you're hilarious. Okay. Um, you know, there are many things that we do to the hair that are not exactly the hair's best friend. And what I love about the glaze is that it really does nourish and fortify the hair to for optimal health and shine. And when you use this, the hair benefits from that thermal protection, but it also really works with the hair to promote moisture and softness, and it gives it a light hold, so that you can have beautifully styled hair.
yep, and it doesn't flake off or get chunky
No,
on your scalp.
no, it really doesn't. And here we are again, back to the root to tip. I always use root to tip.
Didn't
When
you
I
tell
wash
me,
my
didn't you tell me Dana had an experience with this and somebody who had an ulcer on their leg?
Oh no, yeah, it's a pretty wild story. What happened was Austin loved root to tip from the second that it came out. Just went on and on and on and on about root to tip. So he would have been about 17 when root to tip came out, 17 or 18, and would talk to people about it, and they would kind of look at him like, you weirdo kid. Well, there was a nurse that was getting on our calls at the time that had had an open wound. She had had a surgery. She had actually had a cancer surgery, and they could not get this wound to close. They had done one or two more surgeries surrounding it, all kinds of things. And so she heard Austin talk about how it was helping the ingrown hairs on his face, and how he just would take and put it through his hair, but then that tiny bit that was left on his hands, he would just rub on his face. And it doesn't leave an oily residue. It doesn't weigh the hair down. Well, she started putting it on this open wound, and in less than a month, it had completely closed.
Wow.
Even though it had failed to close through two more surgeries. She cried. I mean, she got on a call and said, I have got the coolest story thanks to Austin Helms. And he was pretty humbled by that, Dr. Sue. It was pretty amazing. Really was.
That's so cool.
Yes. Root to tip is great, great stuff. People say, well, what does make it unique? doTERRA is so committed to integrity and to whole real ingredients. They are really careful about people and their hair color. They are really careful about using things that provide protection to the hair shaft and to the overall health of the scalp. And so when doTERRA says, well, we use all of the good and none of the bad, they really aren't joking. And that's what makes products unique. People don't realize the number of toxins that are in hair care products. It's really something.
And this is what you've
But
shared, Teri. You've shared all of these today.
I have. I have. And we can share again another time and take and break down some of them. You know, everything that you see right there is so amazing for taking care of your skin through the good, the bad, the ugly, the trying, the not so trying. And I just really encourage you to give the skincare a chance and to give all of it a chance. You know, again, if you could only do one thing, who would have ever thought that toning brought the skin most closely back to a normal pH of anything that you do all day long? It's pretty amazing. So I hope that you will give it a chance, and I hope that in the day-to-day of all of this, you are using the supplementation, that you are managing the 4 things that you can manage, which are eating right, exercising, managing your stress, reducing your toxic load, and then make certain that you're a person that chooses informed self-care and proactive health care. There's nothing that can't be supported with our supplementation, and beautiful skin begins with healthy cells. So it's promoting healthy genetic expression. It's providing the body with nutrients that it needs in order to build and grow healthy cellular structures and protecting the DNA that's there. Yes, let's look at this just really quickly. The anatomy of a wrinkle. You know, we don't want to be overly vain. Maybe some of us do, but what happens is we have mechanical creasing, and then there's a loss of subcutaneous pressure, and that's what causes these deep furrows in the skin that become more and more challenging to deal with and get rid of. And we can avoid a lot of this by simply, again, using proper supplementation and cleansing the skin and toning the skin and targeting the skin in ways that are very, very intentional to help it keep its shape and its tone. A skin spot is created through melanin production, and we get those spots on our skin from sun, from aging, from other things. Some of them can go really, really deep. Again, Immortel is wonderful at helping to get rid of them and keep them at bay. But again, these things don't come overnight. They come with time and with us not choosing to be really intentional about how we're going to address what we see coming to the surface of the skin. And that's why I really want to encourage you to be intentional about your skin and be intentional about taking care of it.
And you really have given us a great education, Miss Teri. I'm very appreciative.
Well, Dr. Sue, it's a pleasure. Anytime.
And I'm the one who's always yelling, drink more water, drink more water, drink more water.
Well, yes, because look, it really does produce dull skin. Poor nutrition and poor hydration just produce that real glassy, not so healthy looking option, I guess I'll say. I don't use a lot of, people have asked, and I think we should say this before we close. I don't use a lot of sunscreen, I guess I'll say, directly on my face anymore. I prefer either a hat that has a really wide brim and keeping my skin out of those rays when they're the most harmful, as opposed to slathering my skin with an unhealthy sunscreen and um, just foraging ahead anyways. I will use helichrysum on my face, lavender on my face. I will make one of the sunscreens that is effective, but you just have to know that you need to reapply very liberally and very frequently in order for those to work well.
Right, and we have found that after you've been in the sun, very beneficial to immediately apply frankincense
There you go.
directly onto the skin.
There you go.
But this also will affect your entire body, and you will feel good all over.
It really is true.
And we'd like to thank you, Teri, and invite you to do this again. And I want you to tell us your story at the next webinar about what happened to your skin when you were sick for a period of time
Okay.
and how
I'd
people
be
can
happy
take
to do
care of
that.
it. So we have something to look forward to.
That'd be great, Dr. Sue. I'd love to do that.
And thank you so much for your time and for getting up so early in California.
Right, Dr. Sue. Yes, I got up so early. Okay. All right. You're amazing, and I look forward to doing this with you again soon.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. And have a great day after Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey sandwiches and
Ooh.
all the other fun.
Yep. Okay, Dr. Sue, you have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.